Now we're finding out maybe the best NBA trainer in the absolute business would like to train Caitlin Clark this offseason.
With a major story. So it looked like famed NBA trainer Chris Brickley has broken his silence about Caitlin Clark and potentially working with her to make a healthy recovery.
What I'm about to reveal could fundamentally change how you view Caitlin Clark's future in the WNBA, and it begins with a name whispered among the basketball elite, Chris Brickley. Everyone expects Clark to simply tough out her rookie struggles, to adapt to the league's brutal physicality. But what if she's about to unleash a secret weapon, one that has transformed NBA legends and kept them at the pinnacle of the sport well into their late 30s? After a rookie season that tested her body and spirit to their absolute limits, Clark is reportedly considering a move that could send shockwaves through the entire WNBA, a move that her competitors might rightfully call an unfair advantage. We're not just talking about minor adjustments, we're talking about a complete physical and skill overhaul that could redefine what's possible for a WNBA player. This isn't just about getting stronger, it's about unlocking a new dimension of her game, something that was almost put into motion years ago, only to be delayed by a twist of fate.
This is what I like to hear. I'm all in. I'm all in on this move. I've been saying I want to see Caitlin Clark train with some new higher level elite training. I want her to get the hell away from Indiana as far as training. I don't want her practicing with Stephanie White. I don't want her working with the Indiana Fever training staff, even though they're getting a new senior advisor and all that. I don't want none of that. I think there's a few things that Caitlin, if she add these few things to her bag, she's definitely unstoppable. Chris Brickley, legendary NBA trainer working with the likes of Carmelo Anthony. When y'all saw Carmelo Anthony lose all that weight and get in shape, Hoodie Melo, he worked with Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young.
To truly grasp the seismic implications of this potential collaboration, you first need to understand the man at its core, Chris Brickley. He's not just a trainer, he's an architect of basketball greatness, a clandestine force behind some of the NBA's most enduring careers. His client list reads like a roll call for the Hall of Fame. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, Donovan Mitchell, and countless others who trust him with their bodies, their skills, and their legacies. Brickley operates out of his infamous Black Ops gym in New York, a sanctuary where the game's best go to sharpen their edges, refine their movements, and bulletproof themselves against the relentless grind of an NBA season. He's renowned not just for his intense skill development, the nuanced footwork, the perfected jump shot mechanics, but also for his holistic approach to conditioning and, crucially, injury prevention. He's the reason many believe Kevin Durant returned from one of basketball's most devastating injuries not just whole, but arguably stronger. The competitive edge Brickley provides isn't just physical, it's psychological, instilling a level of confidence that comes from knowing you've pushed past every perceived limit. But why would a trainer of this caliber suddenly turn his attention to the WNBA and to Caitlin Clark specifically? The answer, as it turns out, is a story years in the making, now propelled forward by an urgent, undeniable need.
Structure of that specific team.
Yes.
So
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need
people
to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
you worked with Caitlin Clark.
So we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis, and I respected when you're young on your team. You work out.
The narrative of Caitlin Clark and Chris Brickley isn't a sudden opportunistic development. It's a long-simmering conversation that almost came to fruition last offseason. Brickley himself recently broke his silence on a podcast, revealing that he and Clark have been in contact for a few years and were on the verge of working together before her rookie year even began. However, Clark, ever the team player, ultimately opted for the traditional path, staying local, training at the Indiana Fever's practice facility, and building chemistry with her new organization. Brickley, respecting her decision, didn't push the issue, but then came her rookie season, a relentless gauntlet of unparalleled media attention, unprecedented physical demands, and a series of nagging injuries that highlighted the stark difference between college basketball and the WNBA's brutal reality. What many saw as a rookie wall was in part a testament to the immense physical toll the season took on her. This disaster of an injury-plagued season, as Brickley candidly put it, has shifted his perspective. Now he's actively, openly genuinely hoping she'll make the journey to New York this offseason, pleading for her to get some real work in and promising a transformative experience. This isn't just an offer, it's an urgent call to action, a potential pivot point that could redefine not only Clark's career trajectory, but also the very landscape of professional women's basketball. The question now isn't if she'll change, but how profoundly this unprecedented partnership will alter her game and the league's perception of what's fair.
Hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work, and she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
She's an amazing talent. She changed the game.
She has absolutely changed.
Yeah.
Women's sports
for sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know. She's that's the other piece too, that like it's okay for women to be competitive. You know, like
the question is, what does a season like that truly demand from a player, and what does it mean for Caitlin Clark's future agency? After enduring a nightmare season marred by injuries, it becomes clear that Clark needs to seize control of her own career trajectory in ways she perhaps hasn't before. Her unwavering loyalty to the Fever organization, to their staff, and to their established guidance, while admirable, might now be profoundly misplaced given the devastating results. The simple truth is, her body broke down, and that cannot be ignored or excused. Prioritizing her long-term health and performance means working with the absolute best people available, irrespective of their affiliation with her team. This isn't just about physical rehabilitation, it's about a complete paradigm shift in her approach to professional sports, where personal well-being trumps institutional allegiance. What exactly does this complete support system look like, and why is Chris Brickley uniquely positioned to provide it? The WNBA's brutal schedule, with its condensed games, constant travel, and physically demanding style of play, requires a specific, highly specialized kind of preparation that the Fever's current approach clearly missed. Brickley's methodology, honed over decades with basketball's most enduring stars, is finely tuned for longevity under precisely this kind of intense, sustained physical stress. His clients don't just get strong, they build resilient bodies that can withstand the relentless grind of an NBA or WNBA season, avoiding the breakdowns that derailed Clark's season. The psychological relief a player must feel, knowing their body is truly prepared and maintained meticulously, rather than just bulked up in a potentially counterproductive way, is immeasurable. This holistic approach isn't just about avoiding injury, it's about optimizing performance year after year. Yet, the biggest advantage Brickley offers might not even be primarily in the weight room, but in the mind. Beyond the physical conditioning, there's an almost unseen, profound benefit to working with a master like Chris Brickley. He offers unparalleled mentorship. Having trained the absolute best players in the world, he's seen greatness up close, understanding not just the mechanics of elite performance, but the intricate psychology of superstardom. He knows what separates good players from legends, how to manage the immense pressure and expectations that come with being the face of an entire league, and critically, how to continually improve even as the competition relentlessly adjusts. This mentorship aspect, the strategic guidance on navigating a long, high-desk career, is almost as valuable as the actual physical training, providing Clark with a roadmap to sustained excellence. So, how exactly would a fully optimized Caitlin Clark reshape the WNBA landscape, and what would that mean for her rivals? Imagine the most skilled offensive player in the WNBA, already unmatched in her shooting range, court vision, and ability to create for herself and others, now made virtually unstoppable and unbreakable. A Caitlin Clark who is consistently healthy, whose body is prepared to handle the physical punishment without breaking down, and who returns with improved strength and explosiveness that's perfectly integrated into her movement patterns, would be an absolute nightmare for every opponent. Other players are already struggling to contain her raw talent. A healthier, more physically dominant version of Clark would not just be a challenge, but a truly terrifying prospect, fundamentally shifting the power dynamics of the entire league. This isn't just about individual improvement, it's about leveraging modern resources. But why is Clark uniquely positioned to access these next-level resources, unlike many who came before her? The WNBA's past is littered with legends who, despite their incredible talent, never had access to the kind of comprehensive, elite training opportunities available today. In previous generations, such specialized expertise wasn't as readily available or as heavily emphasized in women's basketball. Clark, however, stands at a unique juncture with the opportunity to access training methods and expertise that previous generations of women's players simply couldn't. This isn't about unfair advantages, it's about smart utilization of every available resource to maximize her potential, setting a new standard for player development in the league. And speaking of unique advantages, the financial aspect opens even more doors. Let's not shy away from the uncomfortable financial reality of elite athletic development. Working with elite private trainers like Chris Brickley is expensive. While his rates aren't public, his client list and reputation suggest a significant investment. However, Caitlin Clark is in a unique position to afford this. Her groundbreaking Nike deal, along with her myriad other endorsement opportunities, provides her with financial resources that most WNBA players simply do not have. This highlights an often unspoken truth about professional sports. The stars who earn the most can in turn invest more heavily in their own development, creating a powerful cycle that helps them stay at the top. It's the capitalism of sports, where the best are rewarded with more opportunities to get even better. What if this wasn't just about Clark and Brickley, but a much larger power play involving some of the biggest names in sports? Clark's signature shoe deal with Nike, coupled with LeBron James's consistent public support for her throughout her career, forms a compelling narrative. It would make perfect sense for Nike, as an investment in protecting and developing one of their most valuable athletes, to facilitate and potentially even fund Clark's training with Brickley. LeBron, arguably the biggest name in basketball, could easily make an introduction and throw his considerable endorsement behind such an arrangement. This kind of backing from a global apparel giant and the sport's most iconic figure would not only be a massive boon for Clark, but would also send an undeniable message to the WNBA. She's operating at a different, unprecedented level of support and investment. This collaboration would send an undeniable message, one that the Fever organization in particular should heed. The Fever face a pivotal choice to evolve with the demands of their franchise player or risk stagnating. Their primary job is to help Caitlin Clark be the best player she can possibly be, not to be territorial about where or how she trains. If working with a world-renowned trainer like Chris Brickley in New York during parts of the offseason makes her healthier, stronger, and ultimately a better, more durable player, the Fever directly benefit from that. Fighting against such an opportunity or being resistant to outside elite-level help would be short-sighted and frankly stupid, which unfortunately means there's a decent chance they might do exactly that, given their past handling of critical situations. Remember the nightmare season, the broken body, the questions about Caitlin Clark's future and whether she could truly live up to the immense hype without breaking down. Working with Chris Brickley isn't just a training adjustment, it's a strategic pivot, a defiant reclaiming of her career. It directly addresses the past failures, maximizes her unique resources, and unlocks a level of dominance previously unimaginable. This is about Clark taking uncompromising control, accessing elite support, and fundamentally transforming her career trajectory from a promising talent to an enduring legend. The WNBA has never seen a player quite like Caitlin Clark, nor a moment quite like this. The question isn't if she'll dominate, but how completely she will redefine what's possible. And with a powerhouse like Chris Brickley in her corner, the answer might just terrify her competition, leaving them wondering how they ever hope to contain her. What do you think about Clark potentially joining forces with Chris Brickley? Will the Fever embrace this unprecedented opportunity, or will their territorial instincts prevail? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this deep dive compelling, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more exclusive insights into the world of sports.